better not do. So let's talk about that right now. First of all, be on time. That's a huge deal, to be on time. In fact, be early. Give yourself some extra time to be on time. So you and I know that every day there's some kind of traffic jam for either construction, car accidents, and just people getting to work. So give yourself a little bit of extra time to be on time. More than likely, you're going to have to look for a parking space, especially in the bigger cities. Bring some change to put in the parking meter. Be ready to have some money for the parking space in those places that have a parking kiosk, that either take dollar bills or a debit or credit card. And then another reason why you want to give yourself some extra time is you're going to have to go through security. I was at the Tulsa County Courthouse today, long line for security, and guess what? The little x-ray machine broke down. So that took even extra time to get through that. When you go through security, you have to put all your stuff in that little thing that looks like a dog bowl, and then you have to run all your things through the x-ray machine, your bags, your cases if you have something like that, women, your purses. So that's going to have to go through the x-ray machine. Then after it goes through the x-ray machine, you're going to have to go through that little stand-up metal detector that you walk through. If the metal detector goes off, you're going to have to get wanded by one of those little handheld metal detectors. So my point is that you can't just cut it close when trying to get to the courthouse. Give yourself some extra time to be on time. Well, why is it important to be on time? If you're late, it's a big mistake. And here's why I say that. If you're late for court and the judge has already called his case, he's gone through what's called the docket. That's the list of cases that are appearing before him on that day at a given time. If you're late and you're not there when the judge calls your case, more likely he's going to issue a warrant for your arrest and order that your bond be forfeited. It's a big mess, big cluster. You don't want to do it. Secondly, if you do end up showing up late, you're going to irritate the judge. Again, not a good thing to do. You definitely do not want to irritate the judge. You're trying to make a good impression when you appear in court. And then also, you're going to irritate your attorney. The attorney is going to have to explain, well, Judge, he said he was going to be here. Judge, could you put it at the end of the docket just to give him a little bit of time? So just don't do that. It's better to be on time. There's some harsh consequences potentially if you're not on time. Also, dress appropriately. Now, this may be a difficulty for some people. If you have a suit, good. Wear a suit and tie. That's good. If you don't, then dress what we sometimes call business casual. That can be, khakis, dress pants, nice dress shirt. You can wear a tie with that if you like. But dress up business casual as best as you can. And I guess ladies, I wouldn't know. Maybe that means a nice dress, nice dress pants, dress shirt, so forth. If you can't do that, if that's not an option for you, and all you have is jeans, make sure they're nice jeans. Wear a nice shirt. If at all possible, avoid wearing a t-shirt. Do not wear t-shirts to court, and especially t-shirts that are kind of raunchy. Now, remember, you're going to court. You're not going to the beach, okay? So, in other words, no shorts, no flip-flops, no tank tops, no hats. If you're accustomed to wearing a hat, cowboy hat, baseball hat, whatever, take it off before going to the courtroom. A judge is going, or not a judge, but a deputy or a bailiff will tell you to take off your hat anyway. It's just one of those things. I don't know why we do it, but we take off our hats when entering church, entering a courtroom. It's just something we do and something that the court's going to demand of you, okay? So anyway, and then here's another thing. Turn off your cell phone. Don't put it on silent. Turn it off. The opposite of on is off. It's not silent. So turn it off. Because think about this. What can happen if your cell phone is turned off? The answer is nothing, right? So you don't have to worry about your cell phone buzzing, even if it's on silent, if it does that vibration thing. You don't have to worry about it ringing. You don't have to worry about some kind of text notification or some kind of other alert disrupting the court. If your phone goes off during court, here's what's going to happen. A judge is going to order the deputy or bailiff to confiscate your phone, and you won't be able to get it back until the end of the day. Not a good deal, not convenient for you, and it's really going to irritate the judge, okay? Another thing is, and some people don't know to do this, but when your case is called and your name is called, just stand up and say present. Say, I'm here. That way the judge can recognize that you're present, and he'll get back to your case or give you some other instructions, okay? And then also, talking about standing up, if the judge addresses you, speaks to you, always stand up. Attorneys do this as well. If a case of mine is called for a client, I always stand up, say, my client's present, Stephen Cale for, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. Anytime an attorney makes an objection, we stand up. Anytime we address the court, we stand up. And kind of going along the same lines of that, when you're being spoken to, say yes, your honor, or no, your honor. Not yeah, nah, things like that. Let me tell you a story. I had a client and I worked out a really good plea deal for him. He was looking at 10 years in prison, but I was able to work out a deal. I was doing the plea in the judge's chamber. I gave the judge the paperwork, and the judge read over it, asked my client, is this the agreement that you have with the state? My client slouched back and said, yeah. And I looked at my client and said, it's yes, your honor. And then the judge went on to proceed to scold my client and said, hey, look, you want to be disrespectful like that? I don't have to accept this plea deal. And we can put yourself on the jury trial docket, and you can tell your story to the jury and risk, being thrown in prison for 10 years if you're found guilty. Not a good deal. Needless to say, my client straightened up and then started to say, yes, your honor, or no, your honor. And the judge accepted the plea deal. So everything worked out. Another thing, if you're in court by yourself, you don't have an attorney, which I don't advise. And again, you can look at my video on the 5 reasons why you should have an attorney. Take a look at that video and the article that goes along with it, and really good stuff. But if you are by yourself, after the judge is through talking to you, if the judge hasn't said so, say, your honor, may I be excused. It's a formality. Sometimes judges will go ahead and say you're excused, but if the judge doesn't, say, your honor, may I be excused. It'll go along with the court, and it's just another way to show respect for the court, okay? So, again, be on time, and in fact, be early. And just make sure you're leaving or you're heading out for court way early. There'll be good reasons to do that. Dress appropriately. Remember, you're going to court, not the beach. And be sure to stand up when you're being addressed or your case is being called. Turn that cell phone off. We're all attached to our cell phone, but sometimes we got to turn it off, okay? Stand up when you're being talked to. And yes, your honor, no, your honor. And more importantly, get an attorney. Have the attorney do all the talking for you, okay? It takes a lot of stress off of you. But anyway, those are some helpful hints. I hope you enjoy this video. And again, take a look at my video on the 5 reasons why you need an attorney.